Every story matters. Only on Radio Nagarik 96.5. Hello and welcome to another episode of Every Story Matters. This is me, Pratyush, and आज चाहिँ we have brought a guest from the music industry. Now, हामीले music भन्ने बित्तिकै oftentimes we celebrate the international scene. International music, international celebrities, they become big names. But little do we know about our own homegrown talent. र आज homegrown talent र music को सन्दर्भको कुरा गर्दाखेरि we have a very special guest with us and he goes by the name of Foeseal. Let's welcome him.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome to Every Story Matters.
Thank you so much for
And of
having
course,
me.
sitting in front of me is my beautiful co-host, Presa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so Foeseal, welcome first of all.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful that you guys invited me. Thank you.
So the pleasure is all ours. So today we felt like, well, I've been a very rigorous music follower, different music from international and national. Majorly Nepalma चाहिँ एउटा new sort of wave is coming, and we see a lot of different experimental musics that we listen to nowadays. But little do we talk about our music producers. So that's when we talked about music producers, your name came, and here you are. So let me ask you, why and how did it all start with you about music producing?
I've always been into music, since from my school days. When I was a little kid, I was sent to learn guitar at the age of 11, I guess. I did some learning for 3 months and stuff. So gradually the interest built up, and after my 12th grade, the internet exposure was much
easier.
Easier, and that's how I explored about, got to know about music production and stuff, and I got hooked to it, and that's how
the rest is history. Huh?
The rest is history, right? So let me rewind the clock to 2019, June 26, when Phone Ko Number was released by Sushant Casey, and that is when a lot of people came to know about you as well. I mean, not say know about you, but that's when I think I might not be wrong if your production Titi ko mileage paeko was the first time.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Before that, I had done a track with Nitish Jankur for the New Year's thing. And that had the music was totally new at that point of time, but and it took a while to reach to the people. But then talking about Sushant's track, it was the sound was quite fresh. By the Chinese smokers were doing that future bass kind of thing. So and that sound Sushant is one of the few artists in Nepal who's eager to try out new things. And experiment and stuff. So and he was onto that sound. So and at that point of time, I was also doing future bass, and that's how we jammed up and produced that song. And it surely did help me reach out to more people.
Right. Now, Foeseal, one of the things that I want to ask you is, whenever we talk about musicians, and you would say select instances ma dekhna sakincha okay, when we talk about international artists or belama हैन मैले चाहिँ के पो देखाछु भन्दाखेरि प्रेसा यो म्याक्लिमोर भन्ने आर्टिस्टको म धेरै म्युजिक सुन्छु तर म्याक्लिमोरको साइडमा एन्ड रायन लुइस भनेर आउँछ के जहिले पनि सो अपेरेन्टली रायन लुइस इज अ प्रोड्युसर हैन हु प्रोड्युसेस म्याक्लिमोरको गानाहरू अनि सो त्यो सेन्समा चाहिँ मलाई त रिसेन्टली थाहा भयो सो यु नो common fans हरूलाई चाहिँ त्यति नलेज नहोला सो लेट्स स्टार्ट अफ बाई what you do, music producing को domain र music हुन्छ नि what artists do त्यो कुरालाई चाहिँ एक्चुअली तपाईकै मुखबाट भनिदिनुस् न
basically a music producer is someone who orchestrates the हुन्छ नि हाम्रो EDM मा चाहिँ it's different के electronic dance music मा चाहिँ the producer does all the things हुन्छ नि most of them they orchestrate the arrangement and stuff like that. But back in the days of, if you're talking about rock bands and stuff, producer ko kaam chai used to decide which artist to bring in, which instrument player, musician to bring in, and how the sound of the band or an artist should sound like. So basically, I say digital age, it's like the producer like decides the sound along with the artist, what the artist wants. If it's not in collaboration and if it's just for like a producer helping an artist to achieve some sound or something like that. So त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ it's like more of a collaboration, again, more of a like a producer are the tool to help reach the singer-songwriter their like end result and stuff like that.
So like Pratyush said, बाहिरतिर music producer are equally highlighted, you know, equally in the attention. But we don't see that much in Nepal. How do you feel about that?
It's like it's not completely true also, and it's not completely false. So I guess like most of us don't know that most of the hip hop production in the West, like Cardi B or Kobani, there are like guys from One Republic of Ryan. He produces like stuff for like these artists, and if you go into Wikipedia page, त्यहाँ चाहिँ mention हुन्छ. But on YouTube and social media, त्यस्तोमा थाहा हुँदैन.
Hype चाहिँ त्यति आउँदैन.
Like हाम्रो Justin works with this singer-songwriter हाम्रो पुबीहरु भन्ने हैन. But अब पछिल्लो समय आएर सबैलाई थाहा भइरहेछ because of the access to internet हैन. There are people who work in the like हुन्छ नि, उनीहरु चाहिँ behind the scene, but त्यहाँ पनि त्यही हो, सबैले चाहिँ highlight पाउँदैन. Until and unless it's two big names who are collaborating.
र त्यो big name कमाउनुको लागि त you obviously have to work your way up the ladder.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the very true.
Yeah. So at the age of 18, you decided that you want to pursue this career.
Yeah.
My question is like, how supportive of your parents were they for this career?
I mean, whatever I am today is because of my parents. Like, they were patient enough to see me grow for like 8 years. I've been locked in the studio doing my thing, and they were patient enough to like, they were like, initial days I used to like make them hear my stuff के अनि त्यसपछि किनकि like हुन्छ नि त के गरिरहेछ थाहा छैन नि त किनकि त्यतिखेर like 18 हुँदाखेरि त early 2010 को अब 11 12 तिर थियो होला हैन हामी 12 तिर भनौं न 2012 तिर 18 अनि त्यतिखेर हुन्छ नि अब career choice अब it's not a conventional career choice.
Definitely.
I'm learning on my own internet through हैन के गरिरहेछ थाहा छैन. But then they were supportive enough and they used to see my growth obviously हैन. And त्यसपछि they supported me financially, mentally हुन्छ नि. They were always there and they are still there. And yeah, everything what I've like achieved so far is like all thanks to them.
Beautiful. But what influenced?
For music production?
Yeah,
music production. Back in the days, like I started in a metal band. I do vocals in a metal band. I still do.
Interesting.
Yeah. So thanks. So what happened is like after SLC, in that gap, my friend invited me for a band, and that's how my musical career started basically. But then production चाहिँ कस्तो भयो भने I used to hear a lot of ambient music. अनि ट्याक्कै त्यतिखेर इन्टरनेट पनि राम्रो भइरहेको थियो अनि कसरी बनाउँदो रहेछ त उत्सुकता भनौँ न जिज्ञासु पनि भए. And then that's how I like inclined towards producing that thing. पहिला चाहिँ I didn't used to like के यो ढुकछुक के खालको म्युजिक गर्नु because we were like typical teenage guys.
DJ ले गर्ने खालको टाइपको म्युजिक.
We were like full on race. Yeah, we are from metal background and I was like के गरेको. But then slowly like got into me and because though I like aggressive music, but I am also into melodies and I don't like melodies in aggressive music. Okay. That's just my personal preference.
You're a true musician in that sense, I know that.
I guess so. Well, I'm a music lover, I guess.
My question was going to be like, how come metal vocalists better
the transitions
EDM?
Everyone who comes to know about
especially
it, like,
internet forum these two domains they don't go along.
They don't. In fact, like I have my brother who used to be a hardcore metal fan, and he used to hate EDM. Like he had
we have all been through that. We have all been through that.
How did that transition happen?
I mean, like like I said, like ambient music was like हाम्रो metal circle मा पनि केटाहरुले सुनिरहन्थ्यो एनाथेमा ब्यान्डहरु थियो इट्स नट एम्बिएन्ट म्युजिक बट इन्डस्ट्रियल भनौँ अब के भनौँ हैन आई डोन्ट वान्ट टु लाइक पुट आउट विथ केटाहरु रिसाउला हैन तल कमेन्टमा बट देन या इट्स लाइक समथिङ नट मेटल बट हुन्छ नि हामी चाहिँ त्यो सुनिरहेको हुन्थ्यो कि अनि देयर गाइजहरु सुनिरहेको हुन्थ्यो लाइक मेटलको केटाहरुले पनि लाइक पोस्ट रकहरु सुनिरहेको हुन्थ्यो लाइक टो ब्यान्डहरु हैन त्यतिखेर 2000 अर्ली 2010 11 12 तिर टोहरु एकदम चलिरहेको जापानिज ब्यान्डहरु अनि त्यतिखेर त्यही अब बिस्तारै सिक्दै जाँदाखेरि द मेलोडिज त हो लास्टमा गएर एन्ड इट्स म्युजिक एन्ड इफ इट मेक्स यु फिल गुड देन द्याट्स द्याट
एन्ड एज अ प्रड्युसर हैन तपाईले चाहिँ आर्टिस्टहरुलाई आफ्नो विङमा लिनु अगाडि चाहिँ व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट यु कन्सिडर हैन बिकज फ्रम अ प्रोड्युसर्स पोइन्ट अफ भ्यू आई थिंक इट्स अ कम्प्लिटली डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड आर्टिस्टले सोच्ने र प्रोड्युसरले सोच्ने साइडहरु चाहिँ बिकज प्रोड्युसरले त अब यसलाई कसरी राम्रो बनाउन सकिन्छ इन टर्म्स अफ मास्टरिङ or whatever that you do हैन अनि so how does that thought process work for you?
So basically what I would like to say is like kasto bhanda production doesn't save us bad composition okay so the composition has to be like good artist's composition because I compose but then कति हाम्रोमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने सिंगर सङराइटरहरु हो नि त if they compose like good songs we can like हुन्छ नि त्यसलाई चाहिँ if it's a good composition नि त्यसमा खास गिटार र भोकल्स भयो भने पनि चल्छ क्या if the composition is good
so it's all about synergy हैन
yeah it's all about that man अनि कस्तो भन्दा मैले चाहिँ त्यही हेर्छु अब कम्पोजिसन राम्रो छ भने अनि समटाइम्स अब त्यही हुन्छ मोस्ट अफ द टाइम्स चाहिँ त्यही गर्ने हो खास कम्पोजिसन राम्रो छ भने त आइएम लाइक किनकि त्यो हुने बित्तिकै मलाई मात्रै हैन जति पनि प्रड्युसर छ सबैलाई हुन्छ होला देख्छ क्या त्यो म्युजिक यहाँ भइसक्छ क्या लाइक हुन्छ नि इट्स लिटरली अन योर हेड या ठ्याक्क अनि कोही कोही बेला चाहिँ द आर्टिस्ट हेज द सेम भिजन एन्ड द सङ गेट्स क्लिक्ड कोही कोही बेला इट्स नट द सेम भिजन इट टेक्स टाइम
exactly the vision has to match I guess so how is it how do you also एक हेर्ने हो भने singers songwriters early you know musicians are they choose their producers but do you also choose your artists like do you also filter out like I want to work with this artist I don't want to work with this artist
not exactly like to be particular artist bhanera abo kinaki I'm very blessed with people around me because like huncha ni I've been blessed to produce one of the best guys huncha ni
your list shows
so ani it doesn't mean that I don't work for like someone who is like up and coming and sometimes if the composition is like nice then I surely work on that and sometimes if we need to pay the bills तर त्यो भनेर पनि it's not like म चाहिँ त्यो ठाकटुको काम गर्दिन because that guy has come because he has seen you work with these artists and he has that expectation नि त अनि त्यो composition पनि राम्रो छ भने त म उसलाई पहिले भनिदिन्छु I refer to someone else or I would say like practice गरेर राम्रै छ because it's their money as a producer's perspective it's not a big amount that we are getting it's less in terms of West but then usko ta hisabma that's a big investment ni ta kinaki he has to do music ani lyrically gare pani he has to pay and it's a big investment so I don't want to like paisa kamaune bhanera चाहिँ त्यसको पैसा लिन्छु it's not that it's not in my ethics हुन्छ नि
in terms of West त तपाईले भन्नु पैसा लिन्छु भने I'm assuming you work on a fee structure how about a royalty structure does that work in Nepali industry
I don't think त्यो अहिले नै चाहिँ वर्क गर्दैन होला किनकि बट त्यो गर्न चाहे भने चाहिँ गर्न सकिन्छ
सो अहिले इन्डस्ट्रीमा त्यति प्र्याक्टिस गर्दैन
प्र्याक्टिस भएको छैन बिकज यु नेभर नो नि त अब कस्तो भन्दा इट्स नट अलवेज द बिग गाइज वी कोलाबरेट विथ समटाइम किन मार्केट इट्स लाइक फ्युडाइल छ नि त एकदम अनि लाइक अब कहिले कोसँग हुन्छ कहिले कोसँग हुन्छ बट देन रोयल्टी हिसाबले गयो भने चाहिँ रोयल्टी इज लाइक इट एक्ट्स एज एन के भन्छ पेन्सन क्या फर म्युजिक आर्टिस्ट बिकज यु आर हट ओन्ली टिल द टाइम यु क्यान प्रड्युस द ट्रेन्ड्स होइन इफ यु आर वर्किङ फर त्यसरी क्या बट इफ यु आर एन आर्टिस्ट एन्ड यु हेभ यर ओन साउन्ड एन्ड इट्स यर ओन करियर पाथ त्यसपछि त यु क्यान डु योर सेल्फ नि त बट योर थिङ अनि यु क्यान अर्न रेभेन्यू थ्रु द्याट तर इफ यु आर वर्किङ फर सम वान एल्स एन्ड यु वान्ट समथिङ द्याट्स करेन्ट देन यु हेभ टु बी अपडेटेड विथ द्याट
All right, so while we are talking so much about money, I just want to ask you, like, does this field pay that good that you can sustain yourself as a music producer? I'm talking about Nepal, Nepalese market.
Nepalese market ma kasto छ भने like I've just started हैन अब 2 years भयो मैले चाहिँ अर्कोलाई प्रोड्युस गरेर like full fledged अब like work हिसाबले नै गर्न थालेको चाहिँ so त्यो royalty बिना चाहिँ it's not like हुन्छ नि long term मा चाहिँ if you are not मैले अघि भने जस्तै if you are not up to date अनि अर्कोलाई प्रोड्युस गर्दैछ र if you are not up to date then long term मा there is no future facts it sounds very rude हैन but it's facts हैन किनकि like कस्तो हुन्छ भने तिमीले यही मात्र गरिरहेछ भने त there is no future नि
साइड गिग जसरी ट्रिट गरिरहेछ
त्यस्तो गरेर पनि कामै छैन but if you are अहिले चाहिँ कस्तो भने मैले पनि भर्खर सिक्दैछु नि त branding it's all about branding and guys young guys who are like coming up they know a lot of about branding it all comes down to branding तिमीले म्युजिक मात्र भएन रहेछ you are giving something else with music too त्यसरी जाने भने चाहिँ छ राम्रो छ फ्युचर बिकज बाहिर saturated छ हैन यो फिल्ड but Nepal is like fresh
it's growing
and
the time has started almost started
Spotify आयो भर्खर हैन अब आउँदैछ अनि त्यो भएपछि त किनकि हाम्रो कस्तो हुन्छ भने जब नेपाली आर्टिस्टको पनि त्यो सफलमा प्लेलिस्ट भएर सफलमा खैरेहरुसँग सुन्न थाल्छ नि सरी खैरे हैन वेस्टर्न आर्टिस्टहरुसँग सुन्न थाल्छ नि त्यसपछि नेपालीज आर्टिस्ट शुड अप देयर गेम किनकि तिमीले अब कन्ज्युमरले त नेपाली हो भनेर सुन्दैन नि त
सुन्दैन
अर्बन क्राउडले त सुन्दैन नि दे जस्ट वान्ट गुड म्युजिक
त्यो सफल गर्दाखेरि जुन राम्रो आफुलाई लाग्छ दिल कीप लिसनिङ टु
त्यतिखेर चाहिँ कम्प्यारिजन हुन्छ क्या हाम्रो नेपाल साउन्ड चाहिँ किन यस्तो हो भनेर त्यतिखेरको लागि चाहिँ हुन्छ सो एकदम फ्युचर त एकदम राम्रो छ ब्रो हैन त्यो हिसाबले चाहिँ बदन मैले भने इफ यु डोन्ट ह्याभ लाइक बिजनेस मोड्युल अर समथिङ लाइक द्याट इट्स कस्तो भने बिजनेसै छ हैन इट्स योर प्यासन हैन यु आर डुइङ इट फर यर प्यासन द्याट्स रियली ग्रेट मैले पनि गरिरहेको थिएँ बट लास्टमा आएर अहिले बिस्तारै रियलाइजेसन चाहिँ के भइरहेछ भने फ्युचर त छैन रहेछ नि त हैन you have to have a backup किन अर्को साइड बिजनेस गर्नु पर्यो त्यो गर्नु सक्दा तिमीले म्युजिक क्रिएटिभ भएर म्युजिक बजाउँछ कि बिजनेस सो ह्याभ समवन एल्स डु इट फर यु अनि आई सी अ लट अफ यङ गाइज लाइक हु हेभ म्यानेजर फ्रम अर्ली अन क्या and that's really cool
a good practice
yeah that's really ball professionalism आउँदैछ
राइट मैले मेरो इन्ट्रोमा भनेको थिएँ कि इन्टरनेसनल म्युजिक सिनबाट मैले सुरु गरेको थिएँ हैन एन्ड भनिन्छ नि म्युजिक हेज नो ल्याङ्ग्वेज भनेर भनिन्छ एन्ड दिस इज स्पेसली ट्रु वेन लिरिक्स डोन्ट कम इन टु प्ले एन्ड आई अज्युम कि आजकल विथ द ग्रोइङ ट्रेन्ड हाम्रो इभन बिट्सहरू सेल हुन थालेको छ पिपल जस्ट लिसन टु द बिट्स
हैन in fact
how has that opened new doors for producers like yourself?
Like my come up is from making beats only. Mero music हुँदैन नि त. That's how I got connected to Nitish Dai. And shout out to him. Like he gave me the first हुन्छ नि breakthrough in the circuit हुन्छ नि.
What was the song?
It's called के अरे साथी छ भन्ने साथी छ के अरे मतलब साथी छ हैन टाइटल चाहिँ फेरि साथी अनि के भन्छ सात सधैँको हो क्या गीतको नाम चाहिँ इट वाज फर द्याट प्रोजेक्ट होइन सात सधैँको त्यो चाहिँ न्यु इयर्स इभमा भएको थियो ठ्याक्कै रिलिज सो साउट आउट टु हिम एन्ड अनुप दाई एन्ड त्यतिखेर मैले अमरहरूलाई पनि त्यतिखेर सुशान्तको म्यानेजर एन्ड स्टफ त्यतिखेर एन्ड या बिग साउट आउट टु हिम उहाँदेखि चाहिँ नि सुरु भएको क्या मेरो जर्नी चाहिँ खास पछि त्यसपछि सुशान्त स्वप्न सुमन त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ हि लाइक त्यो सङले चाहिँ इट ओपन डोर्स फर मी
Right, we were talking about the pecuniary aspect, monetary aspect. So, यही बसेर पनि अब मान्छेले भन्नु a lot of people are doing it. They're making money off of YouTube, off of Spotify, off different platforms. So, you know, तपाईले पनि त्यसमा इन्भल्भ हुनु भएको छ. Have you been selling your music or?
कस्तो thanks for the question. कस्तो भयो भने मेरो I've started this lo-fi project a year back. And I've sold a couple of beats to artists in the US. And this busy, I have a recent one coming up in March, and it's with this one like 2020 tira, 20 either late 2020 19 tira. Just एकदम चलेको थियो उता उसको चाहिँ lo-fi गीत उसँग आउँदैछ like आएपछि थाहा भइहाल्छ जसले अपडेट हुनुहुन्छ हु आर कनेक्टेड विथ मी उहाँहरूलाई थाहा हुन्छ सो या त्यो मेरो पनि त्यो बिटै बेच्यो ब्रो कस्तो बेच्यो भन्दा पनि कस्तो हो भने लोफाई चाहिँ इट्स लोफाई बिट्स चाहिँ बिट्स हुन्छ अनि इट्स लाइक ट्र्याप बिट्स जस्तै हो अनि त्यो चाहिँ मैले इन्टरनेटमा हालिरहेको थिएँ देयर इज दिस गाई कल सगुन एन्ड आई गट इन्सपायर्ड फ्रम हिम बिकज द्याट डुड इज लाइक रियली यङ एन्ड बिन डुइङ इट अनि is one of the best ni ta game ma world ma ke
Right.
Ani-
Made it
yeah, yeah.
Apple ko sma pani.
yeah अनि त्यसपछि I got inspired from that dude अनि I started putting out beats only अनि त्यसपछि भइरहेछ so there is future अर्को छ हाम्रो Alex भन्ने छ he's a trap producer and he had like he's a platinum producer he has like Latin chart मा top 10 पुगेको थियो क्या उसको beat
Wow.
उसको beat use गरेर थियो Latin उसमा अनि केटाहरु सबै नेपालमा बसेर गरिरहेको
So Nepal. So I'm asking you. यो त सबै stealth will बाहिर देखिँदैन नदेखिने हामीलाई त थाहा पनि छैन.
लोकी
A lot of people are doing it. So
Yeah.
sometimes do you crave कि मैले यत्रो गरिरहेको छु recognition पाए पनि
no
त्यस्तो हुँदैन
bro
It's
त्यस्तो
not about
हुने
fame.
yeah it's not about fame it's for the love of music to be honest अनि कस्तो भन्दा
So fame does not come in like 1 2 3 4 5 कतै पनि
no it's
not in
all
the
about
list नै
कस्तो भन्दा एउटा चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ नि I don't know if मेरो perception मात्र हुन सक्छ हैन कस्तो भन्दा एउटा आर्टिस्टलाई चाहिँ he just wants his work to be appreciated that's all
silently
Definitely.
doesn't matter
मान्छेले मेरो गीत कहीँ न कतैबाट सुन्यो भने मलाई पुग्यो मेरो फेस I don't लाइक हुन्छ नि त्यो के हुनुपर्छ भन्ने छैन
but yeah you just spoke about branding a little while
Yeah,
ago
yeah,
I know
yeah.
but doesn't this contradict like you said to sustain we really have to up our game about like branding and everything I know but to be in the and also the technology
Yeah.
and I also wanted to ask like what sort of new technology do you have to be updated with to be in the game and sustain yourself so त्यो recognition पाएन भने त्यो branding कसरी गर्ने त आफूले आफूलाई
ब्रान्डिङ त्यही हो कस्तो भन्दा ब्रान्डिङ भन्दाखेरि you don't have to show your face money branding can be your logo your name
Right, definitely.
yeah
I don't even remember a lot of DJs what they look like. DJ को नाम सुन्ने बित्तिकै नेपाली क्राउडहरुलाई पनि थाहा हुन्न बाटोमा हिड्यो भने कतिलाई थाहा हुन्न but then क्लबमा त्यही नाम भयो भने
अस्ति मैले कसको पोस्ट देखिरहेको थिएँ this मलाई नामै बिर्सेँ यार this a big artist came to Nepal हैन पाटनको फोटो हालिरहनु भएको थियो मलाई थाहा छ he's a legend मैले नामै बिर्सेँ
it's okay it happens to the best of us
so त्यस्तो हुन्छ क्या आउनु हुन्छ हैन म्यान्डी मोर पनि आउनु भएको थियो I had a big crush on her हैन
okay
अनि उहाँ पनि आउनु भयो के एभरेस्ट बेस गेम जानु भएको थियो होला थर्मलमै सी वाज रोमिङ अराउन्ड थर्मल
कसरी चिनेन
Nobody knew.
त्यो के फेम भन्दा पनि फेसियल रेकग्निसन भन्दा पनि त्यो थाहा छ नि त
Right.
त्यो ब्रान्डिङ भनेको चाहिँ फेस मात्रै भन्दा पनि लाइक यो हुन्छ नि अहिले चाहिँ करियर मोस्ट अफ द प्रोड्युसर्स वाट दे आर डुइङ इज लाइक ट्र्यापमा चाहिँ पहिला वेस्टमा पहिला गरिरहन्थ्यो दे हेभ द ट्याग क्या बिटमा आफ्नो ट्याग हुन्छ द्याट्स ब्रान्डिङ टु
Cool. So yeah, while you were talking about your crushes and everyone, you know, who's that other music producer or singer or songwriters that you see as your, let's say, primary inspiration?
Right now, there are a lot like because मेरो चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने music taste is from underground to mainstream. I like Indiaको like हुन्छ नि अब कस्तो भन्दा I've been listening to this महाविष्णु orchestra भन्ने त पहिला अब हामी 2010 तिर हैन त्यतिखेर हामीले सुन्न थालेको शक्ति and these are like पहिलाको अब हुन्छ नि त लेजेन्ड्सहरु नि त अनि त्यहाँदेखि I listen to Lil Pump हैन अब गुची ग्याङ हैन I just like
पुरै स्पेक्ट्रम कभर
भइसक्यो लाइक कस्तो भन्दा मलाई चाहिँ मेरो चाहिँ टेस्ट कति मेरो चाहिँ अब त्यो पर्सनालिटी पनि त्यही होला बिकज लाइक नत्र अब मेटलदेखि इलेक्ट्रोनिकमा गर्दा पनि सिफ्ट गर्नु पनि टाइम लाग्यो मलाई हुन्छ नि त्यो एक्सेप्ट गर्नु पनि आफूलाई हुन्छ जजमेन्ट त कस्तो होला यता हुन्छ नि त सो त्यही भएर चाहिँ लाइक त्यस्तो चाहिँ छैन हैन तपाईले के भन्नु मलाई क्वेशन बिर्सेँ सरी
your
inspiration so my inspirations are like हुन्छ नि धेरै छ तर मेन चाहिँ मलाई कस्तो लाग्छ नि Skrillex चाहिँ एकदम लाग्छ है Skrillex because he is always ahead of time on trend ahead of time and he is also from an emo band right पहिला he used to do vocals
so you see a lot of yourself in what he does
a lot of myself in what he does
because you also came from a band to
I'm very small to be seen like that but I take a lot of inspiration from that guy and urban stuff looms is like उसले चाहिँ like हुन्छ नि like unconventional हुन्छ नि music like he brought into a big mass from Australia देखि हैन अब like हुन्छ नि त्यो मान्छेहरुले त्यो कस्तो त्यो नि म्युजिक हुन्छ र भन्ने मान्छेले पनि they like हुन्छ नि jam to this guy हैन so there are a lot of artists अस्ति भर्खरै सोफी भन्ने she passed away हैन अनि like एकदम कस्तो भन्दा फ्युचर क्या फ्युचरिस्टिक म्युजिक गर्ने क्या उनीहरु चाहिँ अब विदेशमा त अब कहाँ पुगिसक्यो नि त हाइपर पपहरु आइसक्यो नि इट्स लाइक एकदम एक्सट्रिम भइसक्यो क्या
so yeah it's crazy out there I know the technology and everything do you think that Nepal but pani koi music producer or somebody could be such grand in a global platform?
Yeah. अहिले चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्थे नि हामीले we read in the school ma internet made world a global village. That's what's up. Like अहिले त like we all have like 20 to minimum 25 त kbps के रे mbps को त स्पिडै छ नि त हामीसँग. So the internet is like accessible हैन. What they have is what we have software wise हैन. अब ग्याजेट वाइज अहिले टाइम लाग्छ नेपालमा ढिलै आउँछ हैन तर अब सोर्सिङ गरेर भइहाल्छ हैन. So it's like एकदम गरि पनि रहेछ सगुलले गरिरहेछ हैन. That guy is doing अनि अरु पनि भित्र आशिष बीच भन्ने पनि रहेछ. मैले ब्रो आशिष बीच होला उसले पनि बाहिरको आर्टिस्टहरुसँग गरिरहेछ. Like there are a lot of guys who are doing low key.
I mean this is an expensive thing to get into instrument wise. How are you managing?
To be honest, everything is sourced by my parents up till now. It's not being long that I've like started to earn. तर त्यो भने नि मैले royalty बिना चाहिँ it's like nothing. खास भन्नु पर्दा.
So you would have factored in अलिकता pull back गरिरहेछ.
Pull back in a sense अब कस्तो छ भने मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो पनि लाग्छ you get what you pay for.
Right.
Yeah. So if you want something like the likes of West artists, तिनीहरुको त vocal if you're a singer songwriter तिनीहरुको त vocal चाहिँ नि it's like 5 to 10 grand हैन. अनि हाम्रो त it's like basic setup. Most of us have basic setup नि त. अब त्यसको लागि त्यो उनीहरुले पनि एउटै आर्टिस्टले पनि दिने पनि त हैन.
But you try and milk everything out of that. The quality चाहिँ compromise नहोस् भनेर.
जति आउँछ जति सक्छ गर्ने हो. त्यो मैले मात्रै हैन हाम्रो नेपालको सबै प्रोड्युसरले गर्छ and shout out to all the producers in Nepal.
Producer like you representing them today.
किनकि थाहा छ नि त because in नेपालमा we are not just beat makers क्या. We produce most of us we do vocal production. Vocal production को अर्कै मान्छे हुन्छ के विदेशमा चाहिँ. Vocal production ले के गर्छ भने कतिवटा हार्मोनिस हाल्ने, कहाँ डबल भोकल हाल्ने, कहाँ लेयर गर्ने त्यस्तो हुन्छ vocals को.
Coming to that, as a producer, you must know an insane amount of instruments to play, or how does it work? ये केही छ कि भित्र?
कस्तो भन्दाखेरि त्यो जनर वाइज हुन्छ जस्तै पनि. अब कस्तो भने ट्र्याप प्रोड्युसरको उसको आफ्नै सर्ट अफ थाहा हुनुपर्ने कुराहरू हुन्छ. अब अर्को प्रोड्युसर म चाहिँ कस्तो भयो भन्दा आई like started with EDM नि त. EDM is like very production focused genre क्या. अनि त्यो भन्दा कस्तो भयो भन्दा अब हामीलाई स्ट्रिङ्स चाहियो रे. हाउ डज स्ट्रिङ्स वर्क हैन. भेलोसिटीहरु हुन्छ. भेलोसिटी भनेको अब कस्तो भन्दा साउन्डै भनौं न. कति उसले प्रेसर गरे के थिचेको छ यार सर्टेन साउन्ड भनौं न. लाइक भेलोसिटी भने अब लाइक भोल्युमै भनौं न लेमन टर्ममा हैन. अब त्यो कसरी वर्क गर्छ त हैन. कसरी आर्टिकुलेट हुन्छ मान्छेले बजाउँदा कस्तो हुन्छ. किनकि हामीले खेल्ने भनेको त प्राय सब भर्चुअल इन्स्ट्रुमेन्टहरुसँग हो.
Also, you don't need to learn how to play it. The virtually चाहिँ यसको
किनकि you have to know the हुन्छ नि कसरी आर्टिकुलेटहरु कसरी गर्छ. लाइक प्लेयरले कसरी बजाउँछ उसको अब इन्टोनेसनहरु कस्तो हुन्छ हैन. आर्टिकुलेसनहरु कस्तो हुन्छ. त्यस्तो भयो भने चाहिँ you can resemble the
CGI in music.
Yeah. It's basically that. Yeah.
So you learned all of this on your own?
Yeah.
No music school, nothing?
No music school, no, nothing.
Wow. How was it like? I mean, how was the process?
Learning curve.
Learning curve चाहिँ अब zigzag भन्नुम है. It's not like पुरा त्यो सिलेबस भएको एउटा
तलदेखि माथि स्ट्रेट लाइन हैन.
त्यस्तो हैन. It was really frustrating. अनि अहिले चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ त्यो सिक्दै गयो नि त. Now we know the basics, but now we have to hone our crafts क्या. That's basically every one of us होला है.
So कहिले good you never felt like what am I doing? It's not making money. I mean, I have to sustain with my parents' money. Like didn't you ever feel like giving it up?
Yeah. That obviously hit me up. Like that's why I like हुन्छ नि started producing for others. अनि त्यो पनि कस्तो भयो भने that's the music अघि मैले भने जस्तै I like a lot different kind of music नि त. अनि I'm getting to produce the music जुन मैले आफ्नो प्रोजेक्टमा चाहिँ गर्दैन but then अरूकोमा चाहिँ गर्छु नि त मैले. And that gives me satisfaction and money too.
Okay.
So that's a win-win.
That pays the bills also.
Yeah. And have the balance in your life. Yeah. So do you have your particular favorite project that you have ever done?
Like all of them have been like हुन्छ नि like my most important project. किनकि म चाहिँ कसरी छु भने यो त ठुलो आर्टिस्ट यो सानो आर्टिस्ट भन्दिनँ क्या. because that's my chance to prove myself. किनकि तल नाम जान्छ नि त जतिले पनि देख्छ who are the music enthusiast who wants to like हुन्छ नि कसले गर्यो के गर्यो हामीले पनि गरेर हेर्छ नि त हामी त पुरा विकिपिडियामा गएर जस्टिनको कसले गरेर छ त भोकल इन्जिनियर को रहेछ के रहेछ त्यस्तो गर्ने मान्छे हुन्छ नि त थोरै हुन्छ तर हुन्छ नि त अनि उसले चाहिँ एप्रिसिएट उसले एप्रिसिएट गर्यो त्यसकै लागि चाहिँ गर्ने हो नि त अनि सो या त्यही हो मैले के भने क्वेसन बिर्सेँ सरी
particular favorite project
फेभरेट प्रोजेक्ट मेरो चाहिँ सबै लाइक फेभरेटै थियो लाइक किनकि आई हेभ गट टु एक्सपेरिमेन्ट विथ अल अफ देम हुन्छ नि मोस्ट अफ देम म सबै इट्स नट लाइक ए म यसमा गिटार बजाइदिन्छु ड्रम हानिदिन्छु यति भयो भने पुग्छ त्यस्तो छैन कि इट टेक्स लाइक गरौँ न त अनि मोस्ट सबै राम्रै लागिरहेछ मलाई मोस्ट रिसेन्टली चाहिँ मैले शाश्वतको गरेको थिएँ क्या कल्पित सपना भन्ने अनि द्याट ह्याड लाइक हुन्छ नि इलेक्ट्रोनिक पनि थियो इस्टर्न पनि थियो क्या अनि त्यसपछि त्यो चाहिँ एकदम मजा आएको थियो पढ्नु लेटेस्ट कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ
लाइक नयाँ तपाईँले यु नो युभ डन अ लट अफ वर्क अहिले कुरा गर्दाखेरि नै हामीले थाहा पाइसक्यो यु वर्क विथ हाम्रो होम ग्रोन आर्टिस्टहरू यु क्रिएट योर ओन बिट्स Talk to me about international collaborations. Is it in the pipeline? Have you been doing it under a separate name?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned a few moments ago, मेरो चाहिँ त्यही हो त्यो डाइरेक्ट कोलाबोरेसन भन्दा पनि त्यो हामीले चाहिँ बिट मेकिङ उसमा चाहिँ ट्र्याप प्रोडक्सनमा चाहिँ हामीले प्लेसमेन्टहरू भन्छौँ क्या सो द्याट्स वान अफ माई बिगेस्ट होला अब चाहिँ अब फर्स्टै हो त्यो होइन सो द्याट्स वान अफ द बिगेस्ट प्लेसमेन्ट चाहिँ अब त्यो अफिसियली आउँदैछ मार्चमा मेरो चाहिँ त्यो there's this artist called Pofu हैन अनि he has this second project अनि उसको त्यो गीत चाहिँ आइ पनि सकेको छ अनअफिसियली आइ पनि सकेको छ साउन्ड क्लाउडमा अब चाहिँ इट्स लाइक लेभलले नै हाल्ने भनेर चाहिँ आउँदैछ अब
That's going to open up a lot of avenues for you.
I hope so, fingers crossed.
So is it under the name Foeseal?
No, it's under my lo-fi beat name, Wrong Number.
Wrong Number.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started a year back. Yeah, that's
cool. So because I personally have seen in one of the videos that how you make music, but so I want to tell you, Pratyush, and our viewers as well, that he takes raw music, okay? The sound from the construction site, people chanting, I know households ma, ठाउँ-ठाउँमा sounds, okay, raw sounds, लिएर you make music out of that. How is the process like? Because हाम्रो लागि त we never can imagine that the construction को त्यो
कति हल्ला गरेर
हाम्रो लागि that's a noise हो नि त त्यो त हैन बन्द भइदियो हुन्थ्यो जस्तो भन्ने the hammer sound and everything that's a disturbing sound for us, but you make a really cool vibing music out of that. How is that process like?
त्यो पनि अब that's a part of music production, I guess, sampling गर्ने हैन अनि त्यतिखेर चाहिँ that part सधैँ त अब त्यस्तो गर्दिन but that show was like based around that, so we had to go to pattern तर त्यो स्याम्पलहरु कलेक्ट गर्न पार्टै लानुपर्छ पनि थिएन वी क्यान डु इट जस्ट हियर पनि त्यही साउन्डहरू आइहाल्छ बिकज एभ्रिथिङ हेज टोन टु द्याट होइन डिसोनेन्स भन्छ हामीले त्यो सुन्दाखेरि लाग्ला बट देन त्यसलाई मजाले मिलाएर राख्यो भने त इट्स म्युजिक इज एभ्रिवेयर
You see music in everything this way.
Everywhere.
Like you can literally sample this and make a song. Like I can like turn this into like I'm not flexing or something like that. Any producer who has like a basic knowledge सबैले गर्न सक्छ त्यो. It's not a big deal. त्यो भइहाल्छ.
Wow.
Okay, so lastly, like tell us how and where and what we will see out of Foeseal in near future.
Near future, I've just started singing on my tracks too.
Okay.
So I've had my first single out because I wanted to. New Wave Aira Susan is doing really great.
Yeah.
And the last song, like Susan put out with this producer Utsap, shout out to Utsap. He's he's an 18-year-old guy, and he's like super talented. Shout out to him. You guys should check him out. And त्यसपछि त्यही हो उसको गर्दैछ नि त केटाहरूले so I thought why not I try singing too, so a lot of like my own songs and a lot of collaborations and त्यो अब अरूसँग अरू आर्टिस्टलाई प्रड्युस गर्ने त छँदैछ.
Right, and while we're at that, tell our viewers also तपाईको म्युजिक चाहिँ कुन कुन प्लेटफर्ममा अवेलेबल छ?
मेरो म्युजिक इट्स एभ्रिवेयर लाइक स्पोटिफाई, एप्पल म्युजिक, लाइक जहाँ स्ट्रिम गर्ने आफूलाई मन लाग्छ चोइसेस सबैमा छ.
युट्युबमा पनि छ?
युट्युबमा छ, इट्स फ्री.
How does the name go by? What does the name go by?
It's Foeseal, Foeseal.
No, I'm saying like while our audience is looking him up, your video pani share gardinu, like gardinu, subscribe gardinu.
Yeah.
Not a chance left, eh? All right. So it was really great knowing about the intricate details about how the process goes like in music producing and how it works.
Yeah.
I know how equally important a music producer is, and abako dinharuma ta chha I guess. Right. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Us your
Thank you for
time.
having me.
We had good fun and
Yeah,
a
it
lot
was
of
nice talking about.
valued information we gathered today.
Right, definitely.
All right, everyone. It was fun as usual and very informative. I hope you got your piece of information from this episode of Every Story Matters. And I'm pretty sure you got to know Foeseal as a person and as a music producer more than ever. And we'll be, I think Pratyush and we always promise that we will bring such stories and such good information in each and every episode of Every Story Matters. I hope you keep tuning in. This is it from Presa and
Pratyush.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys.
Every Story Matters. Only on Radio Nagarik 96.5.